Hi guys, as you can see, today we're gonna talk about my updated German World War One reenacting and airsoft gear. So, basically this gear, this impression is not complete at all. It still needs a lot of different things such as bayonet, a shovel, bayonet frog, a proper leather shoot gas mask, which I'm trying to get. Also, a salt book, military pass, also some other personal items, bread bag contents, and of course, proper bread bag straps and bread bag. Since I'm trying to do a late war impression here, I need to get field grayish, or greenish bread bag straps and bread bag. However, there are some reenacting groups who also accept the reddish brownish color bread bags. They're actually not correct. Oh yeah, my putties. I hope you liked the video about them. Um, since I'm not really into going to reenact with this, I still want to do it properly and I don't want to call it farm at all. I wanna I wanna change those, but I wanna also use these in Turkish reenacting, Turkish World War One, Ottoman reenacting. Um, so basically, what this uniform is, uh, late war German World War One, uniform, equipment, set, stuff. Yeah, the basic uniform is a replacement of my old stolen M1915 pattern model collectors names. They weren't called M1950 back then. They were just called blues, field blouse. Yeah, my German is terrible. I know. I'm sorry. It came out in late 1915, September of 1915. Was mainly, most notably used in Verdun, just like the Stahlhelm or the steel helmet, and was used throughout the end of the war, basically, and afterwards during the Weimar Republic era by the Freikorps and the Weimar soldiers alike, people like that, with small modifications, of course. The uniform is basically a simplified uniform with no proper cuffs, the Brandenburg cuffs, the simplified Swedish or French cuffs. I keep forgetting the proper name, and no extra buttons on the skirts, just the proper normal hooks for the belt. Also doesn't have any red piping or anything. It's fairly close to the World War II German field grey color, other than the Steingrau. Some uniforms do have the color changes. This is more actually kind of greenish compared to the older ones with the red piping. They were more grayish, lighter gray actually, like the originals. These are tend to be more darker or kind of more greenish sometimes even, or even bluish. Yeah, Bavarian units had their own version of this, were kind of bluish in a way. Yeah, I've seen some replicas and some originals. I'm not sure though they're Bavarian or not, but they might be. I need to check. So, for people who don't know about Bavaria, it's basically a German state, and German army, basically during the First World War, had their regiments were basically based on German states. For example, this uniform, because of the belt buckle and the crown buttons in my pockets and my shoulder straps, and also in my back with the belt hooks, represent the Prussian regiments, basically. Also my belt buckle. So this is basically a Prussian or Imperial German, one of the most famous ones. Basically, everybody's going on. Usually, people kind of reenact only Prussian units for some reason. Bavarians, not really so much. I've seen people making Bavarian conversions to Tunics on Facebook. They're pretty good. For example, the Bavarian versions also don't have the green color, tap color. They have the field gray color. And different, of course, different buttons and stuff. Going to the field gear, let's start with the helmet. Yeah, I know, terrible hair. This helmet is a new helmet that I got. My old one was one of those bad reproductions. This is a kind of a step up, a better one, but still not good as an original, of course. The color is terrible. It's not the proper German gray that they use. They actually kind of used an apple greenish color in the original helmets. But the shine is correct. They were shiny as fuck. They, of course, if I'm going to remove the cover, I will probably mod it, use mod on it. It's a 1917 helmet, just like my old one, but it's a better one with the shorter visor. The old one that I have has a fucking duck brim helmet, duck brim, basically the visor, duck brim. Fucking couldn't say it. I'm terrible. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's fairly nice. It's the largest size because I have a huge head, and my long hair does not really help it at all. But it looks better, especially compared to the other one with the huge brim. Seriously, that thing was terrible. I'm happy that I might convert it into a Turkish helmet. Yeah, for my Turkish impression maybe. Going to some other stuff. This is a M1917 model gas mask can. Doesn't have the gas mask, sadly. But again, I think this is not in the correct color. These were also kind of issued in a similar color, just like the helmets, like the apple greenish, light greenish colors. But so there are examples of them being camouflaged, just like the helmets. But I'm probably not gonna do that with this one. The straps are, I think, actually replica World War II ones, but they're pretty similar. They were probably in the originals would have used leather tabs on the connection parts to reinforce them, just like the early World War II ones. I think this one has a late World War II style strap on it, so I might have to change that. Going to the field gear, I have reddish greenish. Also have the bread bag right here, the same bad colors. Sorry about the angles. I was using this to set up the camera. So yeah, that's basically the bread bag. The difference between the World War II one and the World War I one is basically the reinforcement leather parts and the little tab that you attach your canteen. In World War I bread bags, the canteen goes on your left side, but in World War II ones, you can usually it goes on the right side, but still you can just switch the mess kit around. World War I ones did not have a strap or a mess kit attachment. Other than that, we also go to the belt, which has, just gonna lower this up, yeah, my ammunition pouches. These are the correct World War I ammunition pouches for the Mauser Gewehr 98. They came in a more lightish brown color. If I wanted to show you guys that, it came in a color similar to like that. The insides weren't darkened. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I darkened them because after 1915, Germans decided that all brown gear must be basically subdued in black shoe polish, shoe paint, anything you can do basically to darken them. Dark brown was allowed because of course it's gonna wear out pretty quickly, and soldiers weren't be able to find the proper materials to make them black. So what I use is actually kiwi shoe polish and a rag. I generally polish it every day to darken them in a process, in a way that few layers after few layers, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go kind of completely black, but it's gonna take a while. Um, my belt is exactly actually like the same process basically. It started as a natural brown color leather belt, which was kind of stiff, so I used extra virgin oil, olive oil, extra virgin style, something like that. Let me see that. Uh, Extra virgin olive oil from Tesco's. Fuck yeah. This thing really helped it out, helped a lot to smoothen out the leather, to process it afterwards, to polish it, because when you polish it, it's gonna be hard to put extra um, soften element into it, and olive oil really helps out leather. It's basically the most natural thing you can use other than Eastwood oil, but still, though, that thing is chemically, chemically induced in some other chemicals. Um, yeah. Other than that, I also got puttees, proper puttees. This is my World War II field hosen or field trousers, but since they're the 1940 pattern, 1940 model, which were actually based on the World War One style of my Czechoslovakian jackets. They were based on the First World War ones. They're identical. Like there's no difference other than some of them having like the World War One ones having piping sometimes, because later on the war nobody actually used the piping trousers. Especially my setup is fairly late war with the puttees and the gas mask can. Also the helmet cover. I won't be actually needing to have pipes on my trousers. My boots, sadly, they're not trench boots. See, completely terrible. One thing I need to get. I need to get one of those British ammo boots that Soldier of Fortune sells in UK. And to be fair, Soldier of Fortune kind of has some problems with certain items, such as the helmet cover. Yeah, I talked about it a bit in my puttees, how to tie puttees video I made. It was kind of small when I first got it. I had to stretch it out with warm water processing, just like how the Russians did in the Afghanistan war. You know, the Chicom chest rigs. They're actually designed to carry three magazines, but they socket it with warm water, put in 3 more to hold 6 magazines. So they basically stretch it with warm water. So that's what I did to put it into shape. It still has some problems, especially around the back area. You can still see the terrible color of the helmet. One of the main reasons why I got this, it was the terrible paint job on the helmet. I think with this way it kind of looks better. Yeah, you don't really notice the terrible paint. Even if I told you, you wouldn't notice. One thing about the tunic, actually. Some people say the color is wrong, some people is not wrong. Some people say it can be used, but the most of the originals actually faded. The original colors are actually faded, so nobody actually kind of knows for sure. Like most reenactors do buy these, but you also see fairly like sophisticated reenactors using apple greenish colors. These are dark bottle green colors, which were famously used during the Second World War. But then again, there are people claiming that these were used. So basically, I'm in a middle here, trying to find the proper wool. So I might have to change the color. I also added some extra reinforcements in certain places of the tunic, since this is a replica one, but the originals were also done, so it's not really important. I also did kind of messed up. I thought like the replicas are not really good, so the wool quality. I folded the edges of my bottom of my tunic, which weren't actually done, so I will have to remove them. So yeah, this is basically the starting point of my World War I German impression. an updated version again. I hope to buy new stuff in like a few weeks, I think, such as the gas mask. I hope to find it again. I mean, Zip Militaria still sells them, but the problem is I'm trying to get them shipped to here, which is kind of hard. I currently am staying in the UK, but yeah, I'm not sure about the customs here will appreciate having a gas mask, but I'm not sure. It's cheap. Things are different in every country, so I'm not sure. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. In the next video I will probably talk about my new plan about how you guys can help me with certain stuff about this channel, such as buying new stuff, buying new gear, buying new equipment, basically, for videos. Mainly videos going to be about the uniforms or short films. More on that in later videos, but I just want to give you guys a heads up about what's to come, basically. So yeah, it's been 16 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time, guys. Simo out.